What is up, my snapping friends? As I mentioned in the last video, but in case you didn't catch it, I noticed there were some dislikes in the last couple Marvel Snap videos, and I try my best to be responsive to your feedback. If you could please just give me a comment as to why you dislike them, I would really appreciate it. Helps inform me as to future content. So, and if I need to create a forked channel that just does Marvel Snap, that's something we can talk through as well. Personally, I'm just enjoying it a lot more than Gwent. So, until that changes, this is what I'll be doing. So, the mobile app is just so much better than Gwent's mobile app. That's all I'm going to say. And it's so much faster. The games just go by so much more quickly, which is just easier to slot it into little things like brushing your teeth. Anyway, today I want to talk about something, which is getting new cards and what you should prioritize for some of your card picks. Now, pick cards? I'm new. What do you mean? Or, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. But what I'm talking about there is when you click on this, when you click on the shop, there's always going to be some stuff they're selling you, usually cosmetics, sometimes like boosters, gold, and credits. That's up to you. I don't spend money on these. Just not what I like to spend my money on. Personally, I just like the grind. I've played too many mobile games to know that I like the grind. What I'm talking about is the token shop. And there's a couple things I want to point out here. Number one, you can pin a card. You'll notice that I have Psylocke pinned here. I've had her pinned for several days. So like it will stay pinned until you're able to buy it. I only have 800 tokens. And this one costs 1,000. Some of them, you'll notice there's no refunds. And you have to open collector's caches and reserves by increasing your collection level in order to get more of these. Some of these cost 3,000 or 6,000. So you want to focus on the ones that cost 1,000. I have not noticed that much of a difference between the 1,000 ones and the 3,000 and 6,000 ones. Sometimes it's just when they were released, really, I think. But if you have more intelligence on that, let me know, and I will include that as a comment. What I do know is that the cards you should focus on in the very beginning are ones that will be good for as long as we're playing this game. And those ones, in my opinion, are energy manipulation cards. Now, why do I say that? A couple reasons. One, they're just good for all decks. Like Bast is a good example here, where like Bast is really cool if you're running a specific type of deck, right? So Bast will be dope in a Mr. Negative deck if you want to set all cards to 3 power, right? So like you could do that with all 6-point cards. Bast is also good if you wanted to do 0-point cards without doing Mr. Negative. So, or if you wanted to do Mr. Negative or 0 points. So what I mean by that. So good examples of those are Iron Man, Ironheart, Wolfsbane, Silver Surfer. So cards that cost energy but are 0 points. Mystique. He's going to make those all just worth 3 points. Morph, there's no point in doing it to Morph because he's just going to change. But Ironheart, Mystique, Silver Surfer, Wolfsbane, on the Mr. Fantastic Nokia, anything, Lockjaw, Electro, all these cards, Storm, that are fewer points than they are energy. That's phenomenal. You have to build your whole deck around him. And he's probably going to go up and down as to like how valuable he is. But he's an interesting card, right? Dracula is another one. Though the Dracula just absorbs whatever power it is, a little like Morph, so it's not that big a deal. So yeah, I would focus on the other ones. Darkhawk is a good example of that. Darkhawk is also a card you can build a whole deck around. So there's lots of cards that are kind of like that. Then there are, I would say, functional cards that have like a specific use case that are useful in many types of decks. So good examples of those would be Arrow. Arrow is awesome. She pulls all the cards played in a single round to a single location. So you can have a sack location, or if you had like Iron Man down on that location and was just like, you're not going to beat me, I just have more points than you. Or you're worried about a round 6 play to that location specifically. Good example of that might be if you were worried about Galactus. If somebody was trying to do like Galactus Null, then what you could do is just go ahead and drag that card over to a different location so it didn't have its ability. So though Leader is another card that's probably just always going to be good. I know they're changing him again, but you just copy all the cards your opponent played this turn, but on your side, he's phenomenal. They did take him down from 4 points to 3. Honestly, he should just kind of be 1 in my opinion, but he's still really good. Let's see. But the ones that are like always going to be good are energy cards. That's because they mix up when you can play things. And these aren't like the only ones. I would also add Sarah to this. Zabu is a good example. I'll show you those in a minute, but this is why I have Psylocke locked, because Psylocke is going to give you +1 energy for the next turn. And this isn't as important for Zabu, because Zabu you're playing round 3 anyway, but you could play her on round 4 and play around a 6 provision card round 5. Now, there are certain sequenced cards that are really good. I do have Electro. I don't have all of the 6s to sequence this, but I'll show you. Galactus Null, I think, is the best play that you can make in the game. I don't know how you would honestly lose with that play. But I'll show you what I mean by that. So Electro is +1 max energy on reveal, so you don't want him to come down out of your hand from something else. You need that on reveal. And then the ongoing here is you can only play 1 card per turn. We're gonna play him as part of a deck, in a video that I'll post up after this one. So look for that in a couple of days. It's honestly not the best deck right now, but it's gonna teach you some fun mechanics, and it's a ton of fun to play, even though it's not like the most winning deck compared to Zabu right now. But Psylocke and Electro each give you +1 energy. Electro does it for every turn for the rest of the game. Psylocke just does it for 1 turn. And then Thanos, not this one. Here we go. Time Stone gives you +1 energy, and you draw a card. So Time Stone's basically like Psylocke, except you get an extra card with it. And then She-Hulk doesn't really match this archetype a ton, but you get 1 energy for each unspent energy, and then Sunspot is kind of the same idea, just in reverse, where he gets +1 point for +1 power for every energy unspent. You've seen me play him in a lot of decks. Sunspot's really good. He's one of the best 1-point cards in the game if you're playing a slower deck or something that has energy mismatches. Zabu's a really good example. Okay, so that's these ones. The other ones, let's see if it comes up if I press less. Okay, well, Zabu does it. Your 4 cost cards cost 2 less. Here we go. Death is another one of these. For each card that you destroy that game, she costs 1 less. Note that she's 9, so you can't play her unless you kill things. Sarah, though, is another really good example here, where she's able to reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. So a good chain actually would be to do, if you did Psylocke round 3 and then Sarah round 4, then everything would cost less for rounds 5 and 6. Now, I do just want to show real quick Null Galactus and why this is really good. So, okay, so first you would play Galactus first. You have to play him onto a location where you don't have anything, so you got to be a little careful, like squirrels or debris, because she'll play rocks in your space. But then, if it's your only card there, you destroy all the other locations, and all of the units that you destroy on your side and your opponent's side will give Null points, and Null will have the combined power of all cards destroyed that game. So this is like the best combo, but you need some way to manipulate the cost of 6 provision cards in order to get that one to go off. So just note that that's like, it's so powerful. And it's crazy points. Anyway, I've lost to it a few times, and every time, like, respect, man, good job. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. That energy cards is a different archetype, I think, and you can build cards around that. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, good luck out there. Have some fun. Keep on snapping. Bye for now.